Today I arrived at a very simple distinction that changed the way I look at consciousness. Consciousness is the capacity to experience. Presence is the way that consciousness participates in what is happening now. And when I really stayed with that, I started noticing how much we add to experience itself. There is the experience, hmm, and then there is the story about the experience. Someone looks at me. That is what happened. Why did they look at me? What did they think? Did they feel? Do they want contact? Why didn't they say anything? Now I am are already creating a story, and suddenly, instead of experiencing my own life, I am doing additional work around a reality that may not even exist. This is what I increasingly see a difference between being aware of another person's presence and participating in their story. I can know that someone is there. I can see them. I can talk to them. I can notice their reaction, but I don't have to carry their story with me. I don't have to analyze it. I don't have to solve it. I don't have to know exactly why they behaved the way they did. And this is where attention becomes important. Attention is one of the most valuable resources we have. Whatever I give my attention to begins to participate in my experience. That does not mean my attention magically creates reality. It means something much simpler. Hmm. A huge amount is happening at every moment, but only part of it becomes to the center of my experience. If I spend 3 hours watching another person's behavior, wondering why they did something and creating different scenarios, then for 3 hours I am giving part of my own life to that person's story, even if they forgot about the entire situation a long time ago. This is why observing people can becoming additional work with material that is not mine. It does not mean that I stop seeing people. It does not mean indifference. It does not mean disconnecting from the world. It means recognizing, do I actually want to participate in this? Something very simple happened at the gym today. A man approached me and asked if he could use something that was available for everyone to use. I answered with a question. Hmm, why are you asking me when you already know you can use it? Then I told him, you know what to do. You don't need to ask me. You don't need this. He became angry and walked away. And that is everything I actually know. I don't need to know what happened inside his head afterwards. I don't need to create an entire psychology of another human being from a few seconds of interaction, but I can see myself. I can notice that I remain and calm. Hmm. I can see that I response that differently that I might have responded in the past. And I can recognize that his reaction does not have a stay with me. Exactly. This is where the observer becomes meaningful to me, not as another separate being inside me, hmm, more as the capacity to notice what I see, what I feel, where my attention is going, and what I am beginning to add to reality. The observer allows me to notice more than the word. It allows me to notice how I am participating in the world. And then presence begins to mean something completely different. Presence does not mean having an empty mind. It does not mean being calm all the time. It does not mean that people will stop doing things that surprise me or piss me off. Presence means that not every experience has to become a story. I can feel something without immediately creating a meaning around it. I can see another person without needing to their enter their life. I can recognize the possibility to connect without needing to act. I can notice external chaos without carrying that chaos inside myself. And I increasingly understand why silence has always been so important to me, because silence is not emptiness. When I stop constantly occupying my attention with other people's stories, I begin to hear my own processes much more clearly. I begin to see what is experience, what is reaction, what is thought, what is story, and what is simply happening now. And this brings me back to the simplest question: who am I? I am not looking for one final label: a father, an employee, a man, a Polish person, a calm person, a conscious person. Hmm. There are descriptions for me. The question, who am I, is alive. Every new situation can reveal another part of myself, but in order to see it, I cannot spend my entire life looking at everybody else. So today, I will put in this way: consciousness makes experience possible. Attention determines what becomes important within that experience. The observer allows me to notice myself within that process, and presence allows me to remain with myself while the world continues to happen around me. I don't have to leave the world. I don't have to escape people. I don't have to stop feeling. I can be aware of another person's presence without participating in every story they carry. And perhaps this is what greater freedom increasingly means to me. The world continues to happen. People continue to come and go, but I no longer have to abandon myself in order to participate in it.